expenditure 5.967 billion. Total expenditure 8.040 billion. Our revenue is only 5.547 billion. Obviously, the expenditure is more than the revenue. How it can be a budget surplus? The way I look at it is about 2.493 billion deficit. You are spending more than you are earning your revenue. So I know not what sort of accounting principle is that. Okay. Maybe it's a David Copperfield, master of illusionist, principle of accounting.
No, okay.
Anyway, that is just a opening remark on the budget deficit or surplus. On the second point, Yang Ahmad Berhormat mentioned that there's to date this year 1,818 projects, rural transformation programs has been carried out. Mr. Speaker, if we were to look at the command paper 13, page 64, for the peruntukan diluluskan 2015 under sub-activity 0201, minor works, services and aid. The 020101 Special Development Assistance Fund, 750 million. Program Project HAS, formerly known as Minor Rural Project, MRP, 905 million. Under the third item, 020103, Rural Transformation Project, zero. No peruntukan, no allocation of fund under Rural Transformation Projects. And how can the Right Honourable Chief Minister mentioned that under Rural Transformation Program, 1,818 projects have been carried out with zero allocation of fund. How do you carry out 1,800 over program with no fund at all? Is there another David Copperfield magic? I don't know. But Mr. Speaker, let's focus on this minor rural project. For 2015, minor rural project, total allocation 905 million.
Honourable Member, which document are you referring?
Command Papers 13.
Memorandum?
Command 13. Development Estimates 2016. Page 64. You have to give me some injury time for that.
Yeah.
I have not injured you.
Clarification.
Clarification for the chair. Mr. Speaker, have you found it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Zero allocation for rural transformation projects. With zero allocation, the Chief Minister can perform a wonder by implementing 1,818 projects. I don't know how he does that. Minor Rural Fund for 2015, 905 million was allocated. Mr. Speaker, we have a total 71 constituency here, out of which approximately 60 of this constituency are rural constituency, can be classified as rural constituencies. If we divide this figure, the figure 905 million with 60 rural constituency, you'll get about 15 million for each constituency for the minor rural project. But Mr. Speaker, I do not think that there are 15 million allocated for minor rural projects for each constituency. Where has the money gone? MRP, supposed to be Minor Rural Project Fund. MRP Fund, supposed to be Minor Rural Project Fund. or my real pocket fund, pocket behind the back, real pocket fund. I don't know, MRP as well. That's why if you ask around, each constituency, Mr. Speaker, you ask any of the constituencies, do they have 15 million, 15 million minor rural project fund or not? I don't think they have. It was allocated, although it was allocated here. That's why we question the administration. We question the administration. Where has this money gone to? Account for it properly before we approve it. And if I remember correctly, last year in the supplementary supply, there is another 250 million allocated for Special Development Assistance Fund, which when the second finance minister tabled that supplementary budget, it was said is also for rural projects. Also for rural projects. And if you divide it by 60 constituencies, it will be an additional 4 million for each constituency. That will make up to approximately 20 million for each constituency for their minor rural project. And where has it gone to? Real pocket? I don't know. But I will urge the administration to account, to give a full account of this minor rural project fund. And is it because the money is not truly spent for minor rural project fund that this year, next year, 2016, you only get 165.9 million minor rural project fund. A reduction of 80%, 70 to 80% of the minor rural project fund. The other project now the additional amount is gone to, the 500 million has gone to rural transformation program. So in total, this for the rural projects, for the rural development is only 665 million for next year, 2016. When you compare it to 2015, which is 1.155 billion. It's a reduction of almost 500 million in rural project. And the Chief Minister has been bragging about the government being concerned with the rural development. It's a rural bias budget. But yet you see a huge reduction. A huge reduction of allocation for rural fund as compared to this year. So, Mr. Speaker, these are the few points that I would like to answer to what was said by Yang Amat Berhormat when he tables the budget, accusing the opposition for opposing the additional allocation of fund for rural project. Yeah. We do not oppose. We do not oppose development of rural area. But what we oppose is MRP, minor rural project fund, become my real pocket fund. That is what we call in Hokkien, Amkong. In Mandarin, Gang Lao. How you Gang Lao your MRP. From MRP to pocket behind. That is what we oppose, Mr. Speaker.
Real pocket.
Member for Kota Central, you have to withdraw that. That is an allegation.
Allegation, no, I guess any particular one.
You keep on repeating.
Okay, I skip.
I want you to withdraw.
No.
Withdraw.
MRP.
I cannot withdraw.
Because it's a matter of accounting. It's a matter of accounting. You have to withdraw because you said my real pocket.
Real. Belakang.
You withdraw it.
Okay, withdraw.
MRP.
But check your real pocket. Mine don't have. We don't have minor rural pocket. We don't have minor rural pocket fund or minor rural project fund. Mr. Speaker. These are more than other issues. Mr. Speaker.
Rasa pedas.
You
Okay.
don't make
Marudi.
education.
Siapa yang makan cili, siapa rasa pedas? Siapa yang makan cili? Malay proverb. I think this can be allowed. I don't need to withdraw that. Mr. Speaker, last month, 2 months ago, I was shocked to read in the newspaper that our honourable member from Balai,
Oh.
he issued a statement saying that there's no political will to achieve rice self-sufficiency. No political will. Mr. Speaker, all this while you blame on the administration, the ministers blame on the implementation side, implementation mechanism of the government sectors, and saying that the implementation is not so well done. That's why the policies of the government cannot reach down efficiently.
You are sure he's not misquoted? Huh?
It's printed up. I printed it out from Borneo Post website. I saw it with my own eyes as well. No political will. This time, the word used is no political will. So, who is the political master who has no will to make rice self-sufficiency a reality? So I did further research, Mr. Speaker. I did further research. In 2001, 14 years ago, Mr. Speaker, here is the Utusan report. Project 8, jadikan Sarawak pengekspor beras utama. Honourable member from Laya, in 2001 has a great ambition to make Sarawak one of the main exporter of rice. 2001, and 14 years later, his colleague tried him for saying that there's no political will. So that statement, was he referring to the honourable member for Laya or not? Modernization of what is it? Minister for Modernization of Agriculture. Mr. Speaker. Well, someone has, if it's obsolete, it's very difficult to have a modernization ministry. So therefore, I think it's about time to change. Well, it is quite timely also for Yang Brahma from Balai to make a statement like that. Maybe he is implying that we should change the Minister for Modernization of Agriculture, because the latter has no political will to make rice self-sufficiency for Sarawak.
And make export.
Okay, third point.
I'll move on. I'll leave it to the Minister concerned to make the reply. Mr. Speaker, on the issue of UEC recognition, so as not to misquote, here is the report. Federal government stupid not to recognize UEC. You are said by Ahmad Muhammad, the Chief Minister. Federal government stupid not to recognize UEC. I totally agree. I totally agree with the statement like that. And I look at the proposed recognition by the state government. The state government proposed that recruitment of the state civil service, the state government can recognize UEC with the condition that the UEC holder must have a Bahasa credit for SPM. Mr. Speaker, UEC syllabus also has Bahasa Malaysia as one of the subjects. So therefore, what the state government is recognizing is half recognition. Half recognition of UEC, not full recognition. Half recognition of UEC. And by the word of the Right Honourable Chief Minister, when federal government is stupid not to recognize UEC, then the state government is half stupid by giving half recognition to UEC. Therefore, I will urge not to be half stupid, to be smart. And to give full recognition to UEC, though there should not be any requirement for Bahasa credit. And mind you, Mr. Speaker, let it be known here, those are Chinese middle school students, they cannot sit for examination single subject Bahasa. Malaysia. They cannot. They have to take the full cost of SPM subjects. And if you impose a condition that you need a Bahasa SPM credit, that means that you are making them study full SPM subjects together with the UEC. Then you are not recognizing the UEC, you are recognizing the SPM degree, not the UEC degree. It doesn't make sense. So don't be half stupid. Mr. Speaker, on another matter, that is about land policy. We are all aware of about the NCR dispute. All this as a reason because of the issuance of provisional list by government to people not living in the vicinity. All right, here I have one case.
5 minutes.
Okay. Ikra Bumi Sendirian Berhad was alienated Lot 1, Block 43, Anak Land District in Bintulu. And the shareholder, the director was Rosia. And the secretary was Rosia. I believe, according to the search, the family members or her family members, and after that they sold the land away to other people. Mr. Speaker, I would like to suggest here, so with or without any NCR claim, should the government desire to alienate any provisional lease, to issue any provisional lease, the lease be alienated, the land be alienated, the lease be issued to the people in the vicinity, to the longhouse folks in the vicinity. And any outsiders who wants to invest on the land, go and approach them. And the government be the facilitator for the negotiation, rather than issue to someone who lives in Ampang here. At the end of the day, this Ikra Bumi, the directors, the shareholders are living in Ampang in KL. What do they have interest in the land? Why the government issue it to them instead of issuing to the people in the vicinity? I think that should be the policy. Mr. Speaker, because of time constraint.
Honourable Member, you have 2 minutes more.
I know. My timekeeper is here. I would like to pose 10 questions to, Honourable Chief Minister. I'll go on very fast. Of the 500, number one, of the 500 companies and individuals whose accounts were frozen in May this year for being suspected of having committed illegal logging activities, how many of them were prosecuted in court of law, their names and the relevant prosecution of the law under which they were prosecuted? I heard many of them had their files transferred to Inland Revenue Department, where they were held ransom to pay hefty tax, failing which their accounts will continue to be frozen for another 2 or 3 years. Is this war against illegal logging, or is it robbing the rakyat? Question 2. In August 2015, Chief Minister slammed the Maritime Agency for the Sarawak deep sea fishing debacle. It was in respect of the deep sea fishing licenses in the state issued by the Agricultural and Agro-Based Industry Ministry, which had been leased to foreigners to steal our fish. The word used by the Chief Minister. Chief Minister called for the revocation of this fishing license. How many of these licenses have been cancelled? Number 3, in October 2014, the Chief Minister had declared an all-out war against cyber gambling. Why are there still so many gambling outlets with the monkey games and the fish machine in Kuching and other major cities and towns in state, operating under the entertainment and club licenses issued by the local councils and Kementerian Dalam Negeri? Number 4, in mid-2014, the Chief Minister has launched an all-out war against illegal logging last year. Since then, how many timber licensees or contractors have been prosecuted and convicted in court for engaging in illegal logging activities? How many of these offenders involve the timber concession of the Sarawak Big Six timber companies, which control 9.6 million acres of timber concession areas? 5. In September 2014, the CM has started the integrity pledge for all his cabinet ministers. Since then, how many of these cabinet ministers are found to have property and assets and living the lifestyle way beyond the means of their ministerial salaries? What action has been or will be taken by the CM? 6. As the going says, birds of the same feather flock together. Given that the PM is a political leader full of financial scandals and even a political donation of 2.6 billion into his own account, Why is the CM still supporting and associating himself with a political leader of such nature? 7. The CM has been giving excuses that many approvals for alienation of state land to BN cronies have been granted before his tenure as the CM. What can the CM do to cancel such approvals and make good the damage done by the land grabbing policy under the previous administration, so that the present CM will not be perceived as still being under the control of the previous CM? Number 8, the CM has been talking about the need to improve English language, English center of our children. Besides going along with the federal policy on education, which continues to emphasize the study of Bahasa Malaysia and waiting endlessly for the so-called devolution of power, which never comes. Besides that, what else can the CM do? Number 9. Since the CM became the Chief Minister for Sarawak in February 2014, we have had 2 federal budgets presented in Parliament. Despite the loud and strong words used by our CM, claiming that Sarawak has been dianaktirikan, the development fund allocated for Sarawak by the federal government remains disproportionately and unreasonably low. Even on Monday, our Chief Minister, Right Honourable Chief Minister, has also mentioned it's too low. What can the CM do to get more development fund from the federal government other than continue begging and waiting in vain? Number 10, the people of Sarawak are suffering from the escalating cost of living as a result of the implementation of the GST and the drop in value of ringgit Malaysia. The little effect of the small decrease in electricity tariffs has been neutralized by the implementation of the GST, given that the Sarawak government has 27 billion reserves. What can the CM do? What should the CM do to lighten the financial burden of the people and businesses of Sarawak? And for that, Mr. Speaker, one last suggestion is that the state government should introduce free bus services for Kuching, Sibu, Bintulu and Miri for a period of 5 years, 3 to 5 years, free bus services. Mr. Speaker, take over all the existing bus services. The policy that was introduced now to help to give subsidy to the bus transport company, that is piecemeal solution that does not help. According to my analysis of the accounts of those bus companies running serving in Kuching, you need about 150 million to take over all the bus companies, buy another 200 additional new buses, and provide a totally more efficient public transport system for the public. And for Sibu, Bintulu, Miri, all in about 500 million for the first year. The second year, the cost will be a lot lower because you don't need to buy buses. The benefit of it.
You have to conclude.
Okay, I'm concluding. The benefit of this is manifold. In Kuching alone, if you adopt this suggestion, it will take away at least 3,000 cars in peak hour from the road, and savings on petrol and car parks. It will be about 250 ringgit Malaysia, 250 ringgit per month per worker. If you are talking about that, this will also reduce the need to buy car, the need to pay re-installment by these youngsters. So the saving will be at least 400 per month, plus the saving from the money expenses of the car. That is about 600-700 a month. They have additional disposable income. This is how we help the people. And also, it reduces traffic jam. It reduces the traffic jam and also reduce the need to repair roads. And also, it reduces the burning of fuel and carbon emission. Therefore, I sincerely and humbly urge that the state government consider this proposal. You only need 5 years. You only need 5 years to change the commuting habit of the people. After that, you can start charging, and once they have the habit of taking buses, they will take public bus. But if you were to charge them now, and the economic benefit is not so obvious, the difference is not so big, the people will not change their habit. For the people to change their commuting habit, you have to start giving free bus service and provide good, efficient bus service. It only takes for the first year 500 million, second year 200 million, and that will be sufficient, and we can help the people in that way. So therefore, I urge the government to seriously consider and implement it soon. Don't put the money to 27 billion reserve for what? To keep there to earn interest. Use it for the people, especially at this time when the people need it most. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.